Good morning. Today is Tuesday, June 17th, 2025, and this is our daily tarot and oracle reading on Jade Emerald Green. Now, today commemorates the 8th anniversary of the opening of the marathon. That commemorates Black love, Black unity, all the great things that Nipsey Hussle embodied. The great Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace to you, rest in power to you, and this day will never be forgotten, at least by me, and I know many, many other people. Now, getting into our tarot and oracle reading, I want to quickly point out that I've incorporated yet even more decks into this and changed the format a little bit. And, you got to be willing to, reassess what works each day. I don't want to just do necessarily the same thing each day. I want to have consistency, but I'm open to changing things, especially when I am incorporating things like the Pulp Tarot, which is a newer deck that I received. One of the things about me is that I long ago fell in love with pulp illustrations. And I remember when I was young, I wanted to collect them. And so I have some collector pulp magazines that are really rare and, things like that. So when I saw the Pulp Tarot deck, I was like, I have to have this, and I do feel very satisfied with the illustrations on the cards themselves. So we're utilizing that today. Also, we are adding in the Broken Mirrors and What's the Tea decks for our oracle readings today, which are very contemporary, very easy to read, situational cards. So I think you'll be satisfied with that. Let's just get into it. Our first question is, what the fuck are we doing here? And we are having the 9 of Pentacles, fine as wine. You are the it person. You are embodying self-abundance, self-possession. And it's like you got the best fragrance on. Everybody can't help but smell you. Everybody can't help but to see that you are everything that you want to be. You have everything that it takes to be that it person. And it is not just a matter of what's in your mind, not just a matter of how you feel. It's a matter of it being actualized in the world. So that is a great place to be. It's the 9 of Pentacles has a tendency to reflect the divine feminine, but it is, I don't think it's exclusive to that. It's just simply are you manifesting your best self? Everyone has their divine feminine energy that they need to tap into on one level or another, but some people are more ready for that than others, and that's a conversation for another day. So as we move on from what the fuck are we doing here to asking ourselves our second question, what is the recommended course of action? We have the King of motherfucking Cups. That means you have to lead with emotional sovereignty. You're able to respond without reacting. Your calm directs the lay of the land. So I love a good King of Cups because ain't nothing worse than somebody who just don't have a handle on their emotions. They let their emotions run them. The king is like, I don't got time for that. I got too many people depending on me. I got myself depending on me. So therefore, I need to feel with discernment. Now, that's where we want to have our actions, the path we want our actions to take. Our third question, ask ourselves, what path do we not want to take? What actions do we want to avoid? And today that is embodied in the shadow side of 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands usually is like the crossroads. You like crossroads because it's giving you options. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to pick a side, okay? Perpetual scouting and fence-sitting is not where it's at. Exploration is great, but lingering in limbo wastes momentum and splits focus. So pick the lane that truly supports your flourishing. And you gotta do that. Nobody wants to stay at a crossroads. No one, when you're driving, do you want to stay at a fucking intersection? No, eventually you want to get to where you want to go. So, yeah. Know that you don't want to stay in the 2 of Wands energy. Now, what is the likely outcome based off of our recommended course of action, our finally King of Cups? energy? Well, we are back with the Fool. In a previous reading recently, it was our clarifier, but now it's our our likely outcome, and it's a clean slate and an inspired leap into the next chapter, unburdened, hopeful, and ready for new lessons. So if y'all remember a couple of days ago, we had the 10 of Cups as our situation, as our what the fuck are we doing here type of thing. And 10 usually is regarded people who are outside of like numerology or not familiar with it think 10 is like, okay, this is complete, like this is a set, but really it's the number 9. 10 indicates like an end of a cycle and then opening up to new cycles. But if we have our 9 of Pentacles here, matched with our Fool, this is like all indicators lead to new beginnings, new openings. So embrace that. Embrace the path that you have yet to walk down, because now you can really make this into what you want it to be, which is great, y'all. Embrace that. The 4 of Pentacles, though, is where we don't want to be as far as our likely outcomes if we follow the path that we want to avoid. So if we stay our ass in the intersection, in the crossroads, in the 2 of Wands energy, then eventually we're going to get the shadow side of 4 of Pentacles. So what is that? 4 of Pentacles in general is like a sign of just guarding your material assets, your external world, or it could be quite literally like just guard your money, save your money. But the shadow side of 4 of Pentacles is stagnation. It's scarcity thinking. It's white knuckling and clinging onto the familiar. Closed fists cannot receive upgrades. You can't receive that uplift. You can't receive that new opportunity because your hands are so tightly closed. So therefore, it's important to, open it up a little bit. When you are picking a side, you're, saying, I'm opening myself to this specific opportunity. You're opening myself to this specific path. So, try to stay away from this 4 of Pentacles outcome, the shadow outcome, by embodying the King of Cups here. And what's our clarifier for today? We have the Page of Pentacles. One thing about me is that I love me some Page of Pentacles. That is the energy that is allowing you to have and attain the goals that you seek out. It's like a seeking spirit, essentially. It's an adaptation of the beginner's mind. It is setting fresh, tangible goals and staying curious about the long-term growth. So if you see a Page of Pentacles, generally that's like a spark of flare within the material world. That's like, hey, you know what? I can achieve these things because I am putting my mind to it, and the world is going to follow. So stay in that Page of Pentacles energy as you are, relaying or reviewing within yourself the situation of, how do you embody the 9 of Pentacles? I really love the higher octane Pentacles suit, because all of that is like, number 1, it's manifesting in the material world. Number 2, it's something that's tried and true because it is after taking the time necessary to put down good roots. And maybe it's just because I'm a Virgo. I love the Pentacles suits, especially the higher octane, the basically 8 through King of Pentacles. I really fucks with. Alrighty, so let's go into our Oracle reading section. As always, we're starting off with the Prism Oracle, and this is an interesting combination. Number 1, if y'all are seeing creativity pop up yet again, I thought the same thing. I'm like, creativity keeps fucking popping up. But this is paired with anxiety. Now, a healthy dose of anxiety is actually helpful. I know a lot of us who may have like generalized anxiety disorder, when we see the word anxiety, we're like, what the fuck? I don't want anxiety. Get that shit out of here. Where's my medicine? But anxiety in this case paired with creativity, I feel like is going to be something that is essential. Like I never thought before this read that this combination of anxiety and creativity is like, okay, like what's the good in that? But actually, this is a really good, because sometimes we need to have creative solutions to things that make us anxious. And I think when we get into the other cards that are coming into play as to what could perhaps be causing our anxieties, it makes more sense as to why you need creativity in order to, overcome that sense of anxiety. Moving on to our celebrity spirit oracle, we have Athena, Star Woman, y'all. And I'm going to be honest, before receiving this oracle deck, I did not know who the fuck Athena, Star Woman was. And since learning about her, I get very excited when she comes into play, because not, just as a fellow divinator, that I get excited about learning of her, but I get excited because of the message. Fly high and don't forget to breathe. Let's repeat that. Fly high and don't forget to breathe. So a little about Athena, Star Woman, in case you don't know. She was born in Melbourne, Australia. She was a Cancer. She was a third-generation mystic, and she was one of Australia's leading personalities, authors, and columnists on astrology and the stars, where she touched the lives of so many people with her work, her predictions, and her writing. She believed in the power of positive thinking, as in what you believe you become, and you create your own destiny. So tapping into her psychic powers, she made the most of her life, and she was able to work at her highest potential, and she was an inspiration to many. The message that those who were in the seance circle channeling her energy received was, push yourself to the limit so you can fly higher than anyone before you. And the meaning, when this card appears, when you choose this card in a reading, it is telling you it is time to focus on your inner spiritual world. It is asking you to maintain peace, harmony, friendships, abundance, and love to achieve the desired results when you walk the path of the spiritual seeker. It's time to believe and draw in everything positive and mystical, and to open your mind to self-awareness and avoid anything that may create imbalance in your life. It's now time for you to go within to the silence and listen to your inner strings of soul energy, which has the answers to everything you want to know. Call in the spirits and ask to work with the light. So yes, this is very much the energy we want to embody at this time. And yeah, I love Athena, Star Woman. Moving on to our What's the Tea and Broken Mirror Oracles, which kind of gives some clarification as to why we may have some anxiety and we may need to get creative. Because the girl fight energy is upon us. Arguments, physical fights, being at war or competing. Somebody don't like you, fool, and they want to do something about it. And we have also snooping, drive-by, stalking social media, psychic or tarot readings, not used for the better. So we got this energy. Ain't no wonder why, we have to uphold our Nine of Pentacles energy, our self-abundance, self-possession energy, because not everyone is going to like us being our best selves. Not everyone is going to want to see us do great. Not everybody is going to understand, your why. So in the midst of their befuddlement, instead of direct contact or, simply just having a conversation like, hey, I have this problem with you, and being solution oriented, people are going to go through either really aggressive or really roundabout ways to kind of get the type of information that they want, or to get the validation that they're seeking through these underhanded methods. And it's really unfortunate that not everybody can shine like a light like you, can pass that energy forward like you. But it's important to remember who the fuck you are. That's why you have to make sure that you are responding with calm and not letting your feelings overrule the things that are making you anxious. That's why you have to have creative solutions. So don't necessarily think about the first thing that comes, your first reaction to things, because your first reaction may not be the right reaction. It's better to take time and explore what your options really are. So just keep that in mind. Just because people want to fight you, people want to snoop around you, doesn't mean that, you're any less great, or that it doesn't mean that you don't have the answers to combat these type of things. It just may take some time. Moving up towards our angelic connections. Coins or small shiny objects may have been put in your path to draw your attention to important signs from angels. So look around. I find this to be very true. And I don't think it necessarily even has to be shiny. It just has to be shiny to you. You get what I'm saying? Like something that is perhaps not like physically shiny, but it's something that is like spirit is calling you to connect with that person, that item, that place. In my case, yesterday, I went to go update my inventory for healing crystals and minerals. I always try to have malachite. And I have a malachite piece that I got years ago somewhere, but I haven't seen it lately. I've been between places across the country, so I kind of just was like, okay, I have that piece. I'll come back to that piece somewhere of malachite when I get to it. But I always try to have malachite for others to have. And this was in the midst of like my truck stalling out and having to like deal with the tow for that. And when I got a couple pieces of malachite, these were smaller but strong pieces that I procured. And though I had the intention of like having these be transferred to other people, one of the pieces was like, no, I'm yours. Like its spirit spoke to me. And one of the properties of malachite is that it has a really strong protective energy. And I felt this piece was very protective over me. And like there were some things about the tow I was concerned about, if it was actually going to happen, things like that, if I was going to get the truck to where it needed to go. And like I just meditated with that stone, did my prayers, did my chants, and it like everything happened so smoothly. I mean, even to the point of like getting it to the repair shop, and then like I'm concerned, I'm thinking this is gonna be like thousands of dollars worth of repair. And I just received a phone call from the repair shop, and it's not even that. And so I'm very thankful for the things in my life that are in service of my protection, and I seek to have reciprocity for that. But your angel connections are very important. Don't underestimate their power, I guess is what I will say. And then finally, moving into our final oracle pulls, we have our Dark Confessions. I feel empty and hollow inside. I can't open up right now. So that is that energy. That's the truth behind the truth, as to why you have the girl fight energy coming in, the snooping energy coming in from those who don't wish you well. It's not even so much personal to you ultimately. It is them fighting with themselves. Like, so many people have to fight with themselves, and they get so upset in the fact that they are fighting themselves that it just feels better to have somebody else as the enemy. But baby, you are not the enemy. You are the embodiment of all that is divine. So remember that, because some people can't seem to see that in themselves. So somebody has to see it, and it's going to be you. Finally, on our timing deck oracle, I love this deck, even though it's still experimental for me. Once again, I do see the accuracy in it, and so my simple question was, when will our Nine of Pentacles energy, when will our higher octane Pentacles energy win out over the lesser energies around us, our girl fight energy, our snooping energy, our feeling empty and hollow energy? Like, when will our higher octane Pentacle energy win out? And so Spirit is saying next couple of weeks. So just be patient, but I don't think that all of this will take forever to transform. Somebody eventually is going to realize that they skipped steps or they didn't handle things in the correct course of action. And they're going to have to redirect themselves. They're going to have to, either apologize to you, or they're going to have to at least take some sort of accountability for themselves and the type of action that they took. And so, don't worry, don't succumb, don't abandon yourself, of course. Like, don't let slander, don't let lies, don't let people making bad karma for themselves be a reason why you lessen your own light, you lessen your own trajectory of greatness. So that's pretty much our spiel for today. We're at 20 minutes. So this is definitely our first YouTube post so that we can accommodate for the timings here. And you know what? I would rather take more time to do these readings than less. So for everyone that has been listening via social media, just know that this is going to go on YouTube now, and I'll probably have snippets maybe on social media, or I may just post what the readings are, or what the cards are. But if you want to listen to the full reading, you got to go on YouTube. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for your time today. This has been our daily tarot and oracle collective reading on Jade Emerald Green. Thank you so much.